Hi everyone. It's late. It's like 12:41 at night, and I didn't get to do the Magic video for Thursday. Uh, when I wanted to, but I'm still gonna talk about the cards that came out. There's still 74 cards that still need to come out. So yeah, big set. We'll just get into it. I'll try to be quick as possible without muttering over or fumbling over my words, but I'll do my best. So, Glorious End, the card I headlined with, is a mythic instant. Don't get many of those. Red, one red, two of any color. End the turn. Yeah. To be specific, exile all spells and abilities on the stack, including this card. The player whose turn it is discards down to his maximum hand size. Damage wears off, and damage wears off, and this turn and until end of turn effects end. Now, at the beginning of your next end step, you lose the game. I don't know how to feel about this card simply because I've been in those scenarios where I know for a fact I would have won the following turn had it not been for something my opponent's done. This is a very much a last ditch effort card. This isn't a Glorious End. This is you need to figure out something quick. Basically it's if you know you're about to lose, play this card and then hope to God you might have something come your next turn. Otherwise, you're screwed. Or this is you know you can win, but you know your opponent's about to win, so you end the turn card. I don't know. This card's very. This is definitely a strategy card you have to be careful with. Now we have a butt ton of cards to go over here. They spoil pretty much every embalm card, as well as basically every token production card there is. And we'll get to all of them. But we have our final story card for Amonkhet, and that is Gideon's Intervention, where Gideon basically steps in the way of Hazaret's Bident Spear, whatever that weapon is. And yeah, stopping basically the, glorious death. Now is a enchantment. 2 white. 2 white and 2 of any color. When it enters the battlefield, choose a card name. Your opponent can't cast spells with that chosen card name. Kind of a detention sphere, all that stuff. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you and permanents you control by sources with the chosen name. Great against red. It's best to use against red and black decks because those are the decks that are going to deal the most actual damage with their cards. But if you want to stop, say, Gideon of the Trials or Nissa or any Planeswalker, it's a great stopping card. Should be pretty good for what it's worth. Those cards usually do well. Oketra's Attendant, a 3/3 bird soldier, flying, cycle 2. Embalm for Embalm for its mana cost, which is 2 white and 3 of any color. A 3/3 flyer for 5 on its own is good. You add cycling if you don't want to. Cycling and Embalm are two perfect effects to go together. So honestly, you might just say, fuck it, I'm going to play the cycling, get a card, and then, bring it back later as a zombie bird soldier. So cool for it. Great card. The cycling and bomb really feel like they go together really well like that. Grasping Dunes is is a land desert. Add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. Pay 1 of any color and then tap this card. Sacrifice this card. Put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Activate this ability only time you could cast a sorcery. The deserts all seem to use colorless mana. And if you can use colorless mana, great. And you're probably going to use them more for their secondary effects. This one is fine, but it's a one-shot. You're better off just using cards that, like instants and sorceries that give you -1/-1 counters on cards. Or creatures that do so as well. So, I don't know. It's not really my taste. It feels too slow anyway. Then we have Cradle of the Accursed. Again, add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. This time, pay 3 of any color and tap this card. Sacrifice this card. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Again, cast is the only time you can cast a sorcery. This one I like a little better because you're actually getting something for the card. You're not actually losing a card. You're getting a body in place of this land. But at the same time, you still got to sacrifice the land. I don't like it when you have to sacrifice your mana. I don't want to sacrifice my mana. I also believe, if I'm looking at these correctly, the deserts I think sacrifice themselves to illustrate the harshness of deserts. We have Harvest Season, a rare sorcery, 1 green, 2 of any color. Search your library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the number of tap creatures you control, and then put those lands into the battlefield. Tap, shuffle your library. This is our card I can get behind, because let's just say you nearly tap out. Let's say you got 4 creatures on the field. You just tap 2 of them. You can still play this for 3, get 2 lands, put them in the battlefield. Hell, just 1 land into the battlefield for 3 value. So really, it's all about how you're going to strategize. If you're in a token-based strategy, you got a couple chump blockers out, tap these guys down. It works out great, assuming they don't all die. I can definitely see this card being used, particularly in Commander. The Commander's going to love this card. Blood Rage Brawler is a 4/3 Minotaur for 1 red, 1 of any color. And then you enters the battlefield, you discard a card. For a 4/3 for 2, I will discard any damn card I want to discard, man. This card is nothing but value because you can discard a card you don't need. You can discard a cycle card. You can discard a zombie card. You can discard an embalm card, an aftermath card, the madness card. Oh god, yeah, I forgot madness is still a thing. Madness card. This card has so much going for it. I mean, yeah, you gotta discard a card. Maybe in the early game, if you don't want to lose anything in your hand, that might be a problem. But in the early game, to get a 4/3 on turn 2, and also this thing turns on freaking Ronus, the Green God, literally on its own. You can play this, and the next turn play Ronus, and Ronus is already a creature. I love this thing to death. I hope if I somehow get Ronus, that this card's also in one of my packs, because that combo alone is great. Shadow of the Grave, 1 black, 1 of any color, instant. Return to your hand all cards in your graveyard that you cycled or discarded this turn. You can play it in conjunction with the Blood Rage Brawler and cycle things. Fine for what it is. You just cycle again. Start to finish. So start is a 2 of any color, 1 white instant. Instant. Create 2 1/1 white creature tokens with vigilance, warrior creature tokens with vigilance to be precise. Then finish is a sorcery with aftermath for 1 black and 2 of any color. As an additional cost, sacrifice a creature, destroy target creature. I like the first part. I mean, they work well together, but the problem is that unless there's something that actually lessens the cost of sorceries or actual colored spells other than creatures in this set, I'm never going to see anyone playing most of these cards at the same time. But that being said, yeah, you can sit on the effect and all that. I get what the design of the card is supposed to be for, but I can't get behind the aftermath that much. Cascading Cataracts. Land, indestructible. Don't see many of those. Add 1 color mana to your mana pool, then pay 5 and tap this card. Add 5 mana of any combination of colors to your mana pool. That's deceptive in the sense that if you're already splashing several colors, you're probably going to have the colors you need. That said, when you're in 5 color decks, this card's going to be amazing. I will add this to my God deck, or my Dragon, Dragon would probably be a good one for that. But point being is that, yeah, I mean, it's a good card because anything indestructible is usually good, minus Darksteel Relic, which literally costs 0 and is only indestructible. It did nothing but exist. Unless you're losing it with the Lich that when you choose an artifact, it's indestructible as well. Have to wait to see how that fares out. I don't know for certain. Hieroglyphic Illumination. 3 of any color, 1 blue. Instant. Draw 2 cards or cycle it for 1 blue and you'll draw 1 card. Good in the early game, good in the late game. Perfectly fine instant card to have. Spring and Mind, or Spring to Mind. Spring is a uncommon, 2 of any color and 1 green sorcery. Search your library for a basic land, put it in the battlefield, tap, and shuffle your library. Exact same cost as the other one for the Season's Harvest, I believe it was, that I just talked about. And like I said, you're still getting value out of that. Mind, 2 blue, 4 of any color. Aftermath, draw 2 cards. If it's late game, which it would have to be at least semi-late game to play this card, but if it's late game, like say turn 10 or whatever, and you're low on cards, and you're low on cards, I could see you being like, oh wait, I still got this in the graveyard. Pay that, draw 2 cards. I could see that. Not a bad one. I could even see myself using it at some point. Commit and Memory, or Commit to Memory. 3 of any color and 1 blue for an instant. Rare. Put target spell or non-land permanent into its owner's library, second from the top. I hate that spell thing because you're not countering the card, from what I can tell, unless it's like interrupts it somehow. But as far as I can tell, you're stopping the spell, but you're not canceling it out. You're not countering it. But Memory is 4 of any color, 2 blue. Aftermath. Each player shuffles his or her library or hand into their library and then draws 7 cards. Great with Kefnet because it's going to get you that 7 card slot automatically. Good also in conjunction with Commit if you can play it the next turn. Other than that, well, actually, no. I mean, it's hard to tell. It depends on what card you returned. But overall, it's fine. Again, you're going to have to wait a while to play it, but if you can play it, great. Dispossess. Dispossess. 2 of any color and 1 black. Sorcery. Choose the name of an artifact card. Search your target player's hand, library, and graveyard for any number of cards with that name and exile them. That player shuffles his or her library. It's a search effect. It's a control effect. It's a hate effect for artifacts. Seeing as it just came out of artifact block, no crap. It's good only if you know your opponent's running them, are running artifacts. Sandworm Convergence. I just love big meaty cards. Enchantment, rare, 2 green, 6 of any color, 8 altogether. Creatures with flying can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. So right there, shut the evasion down. And at the beginning of your end step, create a 5/5 green worm creature token. So you're shutting down flyers, which is very important in the game of Magic. Shutting down evasion is extremely important. And then you're getting beefy things at the end of your turn, particularly because it's the end of your turn, meaning you will get at least a 5/5 for 8 mana immediately when you play this on your turn. So I dig it. I love big meaty creatures. I love cards that make big meaty creatures. Awesome. Heart Piercer Manicore. We got another Manicore. It's an awesome looking one too. 2 red, 2 of any color, 4/3. So right there, that's playable. When it enters the battlefield, you may, mind you, sacrifice another creature. When you do, this creature deals damage equal to that creature's power to target creature or player, and then you can embalm it for 1 red and 5 any color, so 6 altogether. This could be a very nasty card depending how you use it. Using in conjunction with that worm creating spell I just talked about. That being said, if it's that late in the game, you should be winning to be able to play an 8 costing enchantment. But overall, no, you can use this effect twice if you got the creatures to use it, especially other embalmed creatures. Hell, even a 2/2, that's still pinging for 2. That's still more or less a shock on a creature stick on a creature. And a 4/3 for 4 is perfectly fine on its own. And this artwork's great. This Manicore's almost got like armored feet. It looks more almost lynxish, not necessarily like a lion, but more like a lynx. And then of course it's got the scorpion tail. It looks great. And it's an embalmer, so you get a mummy Manicore. That's awesome. Vizier of Deferment. A 2/2 for 3, 1 white and 2 of any color. Flash, human cleric. Enters the battlefield. May exile target creature if it attacked or blocked this turn, and then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. The problem with this card I see, and it's not necessarily a problem, just noted observation, is that the only way you use it fully is to use it not as a creature, but as an instant, which just happens to stay on the field. And then after that, you just have a 2/2. So it's good in that sense. But when I want creatures, I don't want creatures you have to consider playing. With a few exceptions, like Vexing Devil. I like playing Vexing Devils. But when it's like this, the effect, it's a stall effect. It's not necessarily going to do damage like Vexing Devil does. Or you either do damage or you get a 4/3 for 1. So they gotta make their choice on that. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't sit with me as well as some of the other cards, but oh well. Painted Bluffs. Desert. Add 1 color mana to your mana pool. You can pay 1 of any color and then tap it to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. This is an effect that has existed on many cards. It's a functional reprint of Sorry, it's late. It's a functional reprint of a card that I can't remember, several cards that I can't remember. But it's fine for what it is. It's in a card type that gets used. It's a card that gets used a lot, so it'll be used again. Binding Mummy. A bear. 1 white, 1 of any color. 2/2. Whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, you may tap target artifact or creature. A lot of zombie love in this set, and this one's fine. Just there's nothing terrible about this one, but you got to be in zombies, particularly white zombies. Which is a little difficult, seeing as we only have white zombies in this set. And I think we have a few, like in Esper colors, I believe, but I could be wrong on that. Then we have Bloodless Inciter. 1 red, 1/1. Creature, human, warrior. Tap it and target creature gains haste until the end of turn. Creature we've seen plenty of times. It will be used like, hey, play this turn 1, play the Minotaur that's a 4/3, discard a card turn 2, and then, tap it, give it haste, and swing in for 4 on turn 2. There you go. Oh, man, I'd love that. And then go into Ronas in the next turn. I'd love it. Oh, I'd love that, because then I give Ronas the haste, and I get such... That's a magical Christmas lane for me. Overall, the card's fine. Labyrinth Guardian. It's an illusion warrior for... it's a 2/3 for 2. 1 blue, 1 of any color. Illusion warrior. Uncommon. When it becomes the target of a spell, sacrifice it, and you can embalm this illusion. Think of that for a second. You're embalming an illusion. How the hell does that work? Embalm this for 3 of any color and 1 blue. It's good. It's fine. Early game, you're not going to have too many things that are going to target stuff unless you got some pingers or something that's going to just... You're not going to have too many things. Like, I couldn't... it says target of a spell, too. So you could target this with the Bloodless Inciter and actually give it haste. So creatures' abilities aren't going to do anything. You've got to target it with a sorcery or an instant in order to kill it. Or enchantment. Or enchantment, as I said. Embalmer's Tools. 2 of any color. Artifact. Activate abilities of creature cards in your graveyard. Activate abilities of creature cards in your graveyard cost 1 less to activate. Tap on an untapped zombie you control. Target player puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. You're not really going to use it much for the milling effect. See, I have to look back up what activated ability means. So as far as I remember, an activated ability is when you tap something, while there's the mana ability is when you pay mana. Now, it might be referring to when you pay mana and tap something. If that's the case, then I understand it. But otherwise, it's not going to do anything with Embalm as far as I know when activated abilities go. Because Embalm abilities are mana abilities, not necessarily... activated abilities in terms of the activate. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've completely misunderstood that. I'll have to ask my judge when I'm at the pre-release. But overall, if that is the case, then making your embalm cost less, then yeah, it's a good card. It's a fine card. Lay Claim. 2 blue, 5 any color, or enchant permanent you control, enchanted permanent, cycle it for 2. Honestly, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to use the cycle most of the time. But if it's like the second game, I know for a fact my opponent has a big creature like a god or something, you can take control of a god with this. Think about that. You can take control of a god with this. Maybe I'd hold on to it. But overall, it's just a really expensive card to pay for its actual effect, and just be better to get the cycling effect, at least in my opinion. Last card for today, Time to Reflect. 1 white. Instant, uncommon. Exile target creature that blocked or was blocked by a zombie this turn. White zombies are a thing. They want us to remember that white zombies are a thing, so white zombies are a thing. If you're in the zombie deck, I gotta keep saying it that way. If you're in the zombie deck, it can work. But you gotta be in the zombie deck. Otherwise, this card is completely useless. If you get this in the pre-release and you just don't add the zombies, which... given how many are in the set would be hard, but not impossible, then this card's completely useless to you. Don't run it, even if you're in white. So let me just refresh the page real quick to see if by chance some more updates came in. Because if more updates came in, like for their whole set and suddenly got spoiled, I'm like, oh, this video is going to be long. And nope, nothing else got updated. All right. So that's my thoughts on the cards today. Like a lot of them, some of them not so much, but whatever. I'm not going to do a remaining video on the remaining ones. I'm just going to keep it as is. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As those who want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. If you have an idea for who would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if, anything I do on the channel, really, please put in the comments below too. I'll get to it at some point. I will be back tomorrow with superhero before I leave. The vlogs will be out on Saturday. I might have something to say about the Samurai Jack one. Not about the actual. I'll do the review, but a little piece of advice to the fans, or the people, or less than fans, the people who decide to click on those videos. But anyway, super, and then box office. Anything else I feel like? Oh, fuck! What am I forgetting? Last Jedi trailer is going to come out tomorrow, so yeah, expect that. Even if I don't get to it before I go to work, be damn sure I'm going to be doing a video on it after I get out of work, or at latest Saturday. Anyway, thanks for watching.